Guten Tag. Good morning. Buenos dias. Ohio Gawasi. I gotta look it up again. But hey, how y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. I starting my morning feeling decent. Energy's kinda interesting. I made a smoothie, but I brushed my teeth like right like 10 minutes before I made a smoothie. So it's still like really minty. I don't want to disturb that yet. Really weird. My little random thing on my mind. Um, I'm gonna start with my grateful for. The grateful for. I'm grateful for waking up. Grateful for better weather. The sky is really pretty right now. I don't know what it is, but the sky is really pretty. I think that's cool. And I'm grateful for the smoothie. So that's just the first one. I say a lot of things in one, so it's actually, but yeah, grateful for presence this morning. Grateful for being able to establish presence. Number two, I am grateful for starting to complete projects again. Been in this space of like stillness that I really don't like. Sometimes I'm like trying to rush back to work on things, but I don't know, I'm a very energy based person. The more that I think about my life, and I see a lot of people who say like what we're supposed to be right now, and that's starting to irritate me. Especially since I was one of those people in some capacity, like, hey man, you going through this, do this, you doing that, do that. But I think a lot of it centers so much on money that is like uncomfortable. It's like, if you ain't getting no money, it's like, bruh. Because ultimately I see people with a lot of money that just don't be looking that happy. Like, they're doing things, they're moving, but like, I know where your grandmother stay. Like, I know that you ain't really making an impact on the people around you in a way you would like to. So how much money do we really need? It's like Band-Aid type energy. And I think there's enough conversation about that, but it's not enough awareness of how money can be a Band-Aid. Number three, I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful to God this morning. Been just really thinking about the importance of prayer. And I'm thankful to God that like a lot of things that I wanted to know more about or felt kind of guilty about have affirmed to me, like certain things that I felt guilty about are showing back up in my space and reminding me that I'm not the problem as much as I felt like I was. That's really big. Like, I've been seeing some things lately, or just being told things I didn't ask to know. You know, that's one of the funnier parts about, like, I don't know if everybody acknowledges it, but in the faith walk, sometimes it'll be things like, why I gotta go this way? Why did that happen? Why did this happen? And then one day you look up, or one day I'll look up and I'll see around me all the reasons why that thing I was questioning maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, I'll see all the reasons it happened. Like, pow, 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 pow. Oh, that's what that was about. That's why I went through that journey. Even as I think about it, like, I've become a lot of things in a short amount of time, so people have this great expectation for me to go be the things in the fullest way, and I'm like, bro, I'm multi-talented. Like, I don't even like to say what I do or say I am a thing, because I recognize I'm so capable of being anything that I would like to be. In this moment, I'm a broadcaster on YouTube. I am a guy from a place, Charm City, Bipper, and I'm starting my morning with big thoughts and ideas. I've done book Grateful For. I'm going to move my way into a reflection after that. But yeah, I'm really grateful to God this morning. I'm grateful for God and faith and just all the ways that God has blessed my life and blessed the lives of people I love. Because that's for. You know, he was just asking for that. Look at him now, he's shining. That guy is shining. Look at him smiling. Look at that. Look at that. Love look good on you. Shout out to Love More, Be More. Love looks good on us. And sometimes when love can't be on us, it looks even better on other people. And then we get back to some love by loving on them while they got the love on them. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why would it ever be a point where it's like, I need all the light? I just be so against that. I don't know. I'll take the light that I can have. You know, I'll take the light that I can have. I don't need anybody else's. Sometimes I get irritated because I hear people talk about like certain people like they're above everybody. Like, this person is perfect. It's like, okay, by whose standard? And love through grace and mercy to those around us. Amen. You know, for sure. Indeed, it's always good to reflect. Yeah. Proverbs 3:5-6. Can you actually post what that proverb is? Oh, shout out to St. Louis. You know what's crazy? I'm from Baltimore, but I really like St. Louis. I like a lot of the music coming out of there. I like a lot of that energy. They on some good time. Shout out to St. Louis. Shout out to the Lou. Is it the Lou? I don't know what to call it. You know, I'm not even from it enough to even call it that. But yeah, I rock with that. I rock with them peoples. Shout out to Smino. He makes really good music. You know, Sexy Red is from St. Louis. You know, I think she's from St. Louis. Nelly, the Lunatics. St. Lunatics, ain't that a thing? Yeah, shout out to St. Louis. But yeah, I was just thinking this morning, man. And the fourth thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for, oh, what am I grateful for after that? I said the smoothie already, didn't I? I'm grateful for these songs I've been creating. I'm grateful for the projects I'm gonna be a part of. I'm grateful for people that, oh, for sure. Lean not into thine own understanding. That one is, that's one that's easy to read and hard to do at times. Because there's so many moments. I'll speak on my experience. I'll do my best to speak on my experience and not say like a bigger thing. But I know that in my experience, I was made to feel like I had to figure things out on my own so much. And I didn't really grow up in the church, but I would go to church with family members and I didn't see them living up to the church standards, or like I would see different things taking place that I really wasn't comfortable with. So I would blame the church. I would blame the place rather than some of the people that were showing up in it. But lean out into thine own understanding has been something that is sitting with me more and more each day. Even having to pray to get a better concept of it. And that looks like having moments in my life that everybody makes me feel crazy about, but I'm like, I'm trusting God. I'm trying to do what I feel I'm called to do. Why are you becoming a teacher? Why are you leaving being a teacher? Like, I'm trusting God. Yoga. Why you don't got this? Why you don't got that yet? It's like, I don't know. I can't tell you. Because honestly, anything you see me being in the last 3 years has not been all about my strength, wisdom, and understanding. I feel like it's higher than me. I personally feel that. John Doe. All right, check him out. Shout out to Colorado. I heard some good things about Colorado. I heard good things about Denver. But you know, it's no perfect place, but I had some friends that wanted to visit Denver at one point. I might be out there one day, you know? God willing. Starting to speak more intentionally. Speaking light over my life. That is the big thing. Oh yeah, I'm a writer, y'all. I wrote this book called I Speak Light Over My Life. And I wrote this book called I Met God in the Gutter. And they're both poetry books. And they are both different points in my life where different perspectives I exist in. So I Speak Light Over My Life was inspired by my grandmother telling me that I cursed too much and I met God in the gutter. Realistic, very, very real. I did curse. I did speak on some dark concepts. So I Speak Light Over My Life was my, like, re-envisioning it and deciding to speak in more affirmative statements. So one of them, since I'm at a light, I am energetically blessed, proof of his light, the calm through the storms and darkest parts of the night. So I just wrote a lot of different things that I felt were affirmative. The energy that I transmit is heavenly. I make sure that it's a gift wrapped in love. My presence is a present. I matter no matter what. So yeah, I just think that the ways we talk matter. And back to Proverbs, I think that's a proverb. I'm not sure exactly what proverb, but life and death is in the power of the tongue. And it might not even be a proverb. It's in the book though. Sure, it's in a book greater than greater than my understanding. That's even like but yeah, I just on that tangent. Gratitude, man. The fourth one, I guess I'm grateful for the year coming to a close. I didn't even think about that. The year coming to a close. And I've had so much to reflect on in this season. The holiday season. A forced stillness, even though some of us still have to work and still have to participate in society in the ways that we always do. It's a time where we can sit still if we have the space to do so. And I'm just using this time, gratefully, to examine some of the ways I showed up this year and be more intentional about not carrying that over into this new season. And then some people don't even acknowledge this as a new year. True, I grew up in Boulder. I met Coach Prime a year ago at the dollar store. That's awesome. Also a writer. Where can I get your books? Check me out on Amazon. Marquise Carrington. Marquise Carrington on Amazon. Marquis Carrington. Carrington. And I met God in the gutter. I speak light over my life. And if you find one, you may be able to find others. I hope you're able to find others. I've self-published, and I'm creating another book. I'm creating a couple more books going into 2025. I really enjoy writing. Writing was something that I was blessed to start to see the value in high school. I got really depressed in 10th grade. So I started journaling as I was in therapy. My therapist suggested to be more intentional about my journaling. I would write my little poems about my depression. I would write poems about the darkness I felt, or these feelings of suicide. And as I would write more and more, I got just more comfortable in that and started to learn my voice. Right. It's funny because I've been grateful. I'm grateful for that too. I'm grateful to think of start to come up with concepts that are more stick to you. Like God in the gutter, that's real. That's truth for me. And even the concept of I met God in the gutter is centered in just this reality of meeting God in some of these darker moments of life, but not keeping the energy that's in those dark spaces and finding a way to transition out of it. I don't know if I've really exemplified it in the book, but I do recognize that's been my journey as I lost my stepmother last April. Lost my stepmother, and I lost a friend at the end of high school, and I had a friend who self-harmed, unalived himself. I had a friend who unalived himself, and it's even though some of these relationships were, well, the unaliving was distant, but the loss of my stepmother was much closer. And in that process of examining the loss, I've recognized what I gained from her being a part of my life. And I also recognize all the ways that I don't think everybody knew who she was for me. So that's a complicated part in losing people and grieving. Sometimes there's this thought of oh, that was just this person. Maybe to you, but this person was there during my depression. This person was there when I'm having a mental breakdown. They're there when I'm having one of the toughest experiences with my own mother that I've ever had in my life. And she's there. She's there. And not just there, oh, I see you over there. Just there, presently listening and actively making space for my emotions, even if they're not the right emotions. I didn't have to have the right emotions with her. I think that is undervalued. I know it was for me at one point. I didn't recognize the weight of that. When people allow you to have the emotions and don't shame you for them and help you move through them versus saying, hey, don't be mad at them. You don't deserve to be mad at them. It's like, but I am. I'm very mad at them. I'm very mad about this situation. It's like, right. But like, what else can you be? Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. I want to cry. Can you cry? I don't think I can yet. I don't think I want to in front of you. I don't know if I'm safe enough to. These different things that go deeper into our experience. So yeah, thinking about that, reflecting on that. Also reflecting on like accountability. I think there's so many people that are allowing, let me ease up on people. I think that in my experience, I've had individuals come into my life and allow me to not be accountable, and having to be very intentional about how I relate to them has been interesting. I was prodigal son for a while. Sorry about your loss. I was saved at Billy Graham Crusade back in the late 80s. True, I lost my uncle a couple years ago. It was a great Christian meal. That's dope. Are you on Instagram, James? Add me on Instagram. It's easier to talk to people on there. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing that. And it's, like I said, it's interesting because I think my faith walk isn't as Christian as I feel comfortable in at times. 2 pictures. But yeah, I think my faith walk is interesting in a lot of regards because I think I push back against religion a lot. Even though I do a lot of practices that are tied to religious reality, I think when I read the New Testament and I'm examining these moments that Jesus is having with the community, the Christian community within the New Testament, is like a lot of parallels to today. Every church isn't doing the things that some churches are doing, but there's a great discomfort in like some of the judgment that I see, some of the like ATM machines and churches. Like, I get that they need money, but I think money has been a god in a lot of spaces in a way that's uncomfortable. And God definitely makes space for us to get rich. I'm like, God is like tied to wealth. Solomon was the richest king to ever live for a reason. And his prayer was that he has the wisdom to lead his people in the way that God needs him to, and that he doesn't dishonor God. He ultimately does it because, you know, he ultimately dishonors God because he gets lost in his flesh and has 700 women that he's holding himself accountable for, and gods over his own, choosing the women's God over the God that blessed him to be the king that he was. So I've just been thinking a lot about, again, Jesus, in terms of he's coming into church and flipping the table. He's not like, be religious. He's like, don't be self-righteous. Be faithful. Embody it. Exemplify it before you tell others what they must be. So, people are the church. I love how you said that. That's my understanding. Where 1 or 2 are gathered, God is there. In the name of God, in the name of God, we gather, God is there. The body is the temple. That's my concept. So I think that can be complicated when you move to a world full of people that are so used to external things being the value that they embody. Oh, because I went to church this day, so you know, I feel closer to God. But then you stepped over a homeless person and you called your mother awful names, and you're gossiping, and your body is telling you don't drink liquor, but you're drinking it. You feel the conviction, but you're going against your intuition. But the intuition, that's the special term to just avoid. Like, you're going against your Holy Spirit, you're going against God, you're going against your spirit. And there's so many that will help you do it and not help you be accountable to that feeling. It's like, why am I going against my spirit? Why do I feel so comfortable in killing my body? I mean, it's not ours. It was gifted to us anyway. But to just think about the ways we exist. This is a good choice. The toothpaste taste went away, so now I'm getting active. I'm grateful. But yeah, the grateful for. I've gone over the grateful for. I've reflected. Reflected on my blessings. That's it. Oh, absolutely. And grace. I'm grateful for you mentioning grace. Grace is such a big word. Because ultimately, everything I mentioned, I don't got no issue with. You're going to drink your liquor, drink your liquor. You're going to do these things that you feel like you can't get away from so easily. Do your thing. I practice yoga. I do, like, I've dated and shacked up and gone against a lot of the things that at times I knew better. And that's mine. That's mine to have. I'll deal with it when that day comes. If it's not the right thing that I was supposed to do. But, I'm not expecting perfection. It's just this interesting space where it's like, oh, but they can't do this. And I'm like, well, let's look at your life a little deeper too. Because I'm really just centering that a lot in my own experience. Like, how many times have I said what somebody else shouldn't do without being conscious of what I'm doing? How much grace am I extending when I'm expecting to be given grace? Those are the deeper questions. And that's not in every faith community. Some faith communities look like, as long as you're paying us, do what you do. Some faith communities look like, as long as you are of status, in a positive looking, outwardly positive looking person, you got our support. And then you get behind the curtain and it ain't so pretty. That's all of us. Not all of us, but that's a lot of us. I've been having to be more clear about the behind the curtain activities. Because ultimately it's about integrity. Can we integrate those personalities? I think we can. I mean, we got some people that are leading the country that aren't the best people in the world. So nobody's expecting perfection, especially not in this hour. Grateful, man. It's a good time. Hey, man. Thank you. And have a blessed day. I appreciate you. Shout out to Colorado. Shout out to James WT. Is it James White? Shout out to James. Yeah. I'm on the way to work. That's a cool part. Grateful, man. I appreciate the sub. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what it. I do these smoothies and I just get so happy. It's like I could have went to the store. I I went to the store, I got the ingredients, I made it, I froze some of it, I set it up for myself, got to make it this morning, versus having to go to a Smoothie King and pay $10. That's cool too, you know, but this is, it's more for way less. I think in total I probably spent $10 to get like 9 bags. 9 bags worth of smoothies. This is a good time. Y'all like smoothies? Man, starting the day with a good smoothie or a good tea, nothing like it. This is insane. I always say this. This is blessed. This is blessed. Thank you. Thankful. Or I wish y'all a great day, man. As I always say, one day made better is many days made greater. I'm lifting you to be in a world that cares. If I keep it to myself, I think that's unfair. The joys we're given are best when shared. Visionaries never die, legends survive. Through the seeds we sow daily, we get better with time. I wish you peace, prosperity, and many blessings. I hope you have an awesome day on purpose. And whatever you build in private finds many blessings in public. That's it.